doing, but
is that it?
It'll do it enough. It's not how we normally do it.
But we're in?
I was going to say that, hopefully your audience can let us know if they can at least hear us, because that's the part I don't know.
All right, we're in.
So we're going to stop trying then on this? Okay.
For a second,
We're in just to make sure we got audio, proper audio. So let us, okay, it's you.
Yeah.
You guys.
I was going to say, if you guys have somebody in your audience that you guys trust with audio,
I don't know
let you know if it sounds good.
Here.
So Joy says he does. Yeah, so I'm sure Joy says that.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah,
Yes,
so
there
Chris
is
says
audio.
we're good. Okay. All right. Well, I mean, so with a little bit of technical difficulties, and we're back. Hey, everybody, this is Matt from Texas Toast Guitars. To my right, your left is Chris, who's normally on my left, your right. And to my left, your right is Ike from Flipside Music, the great American guitar store. And Dylan, also from Flipside Music, the great American guitar store. We're here hanging out with them. We're not in the secret underground bunker in northern Colorado tonight. Tonight, we're at Flipside, the great American guitar store. Checking out. Oh, I took yours. Oh, crap. Mine spilled.
Did you drink out of this?
Not that I'm aware of. I spilled on your rug.
Oh, shit. It's okay.
Sorry, dude.
It's all good.
And we've got beers from Odyssey Beer Works, the great American beer works.
Yes, right here. There's also some on the floor.
Yeah, I'll have
The
to
American
probably
icon, the great American,
the great American icon.
Oh, Odyssey Carpet Cleaning, the great American carpet cleaners.
So, guys, we're hanging out at Flipside. If you didn't know, we were hanging out with those guys for the last hour on their What the Fact deal that they do every Thursday night, an hour before us, and then it goes an hour, and then we go live. So if you're not watching the guys at Flipside, you really should be. So you can watch Ike and the gang from Flipside, and you can watch me and Chris on Guitar Chat with Chris and Matt, and then you can watch Dylan McCurchie at Dylan Talks Tone, and you can have like hours and hours and hours of guitar fun every Thursday night, and be part of the action. So tonight, I'm lucky enough to have 3 unsuspecting victims to talk about a top 5 list that I want to talk about with you guys. You guys don't even know that.
Okay. I didn't know that there was going to be a thing.
There's going to be a thing, baby.
Sweet.
And we've also got the American icon. If you want sound clips, now, Dylan, we're not using the board, right? So,
well, we can. I mean, right now, like
we don't know if it's
not.
Work,
yeah, it's not through OBS, which is what I'm used to. We don't have the slides. I think everything else should be normal though. So.
Oh, okay. So we might be able to hear the icon play for a little bit.
We could turn it up.
And if you want to hear it through Ike's rig the proper way, you can go back and find that video that we just did. It's a live video. It's What the FAQ, February 29th, 2024.
Yes.
You want to try playing and I'll go listen?
And feel free to
the one thing is, like, I don't know if it's going through like the webcam mic or if it's going through our normal, because like that's what OBS is supposed to kind of manage.
Okay.
But
All right.
Yeah, so it usually goes through.
So Chris, if it sounds overly harsh, I guess let us know.
So yeah. So anyway, well, let's give it a try. Let's see what the icon sounds like. Let's clean it up. Let's clean it up a little bit and see what it sounds like.
Seems to be okay. Like I said, I'm just hoping it's the correct microphones. So
Okay. What do you think, Chris?
Seems okay.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
So we're going to be hearing from the American icon. This one's Doug Santaniello's. We've got another one here that's actually at large. It's available. You know, these guitars have been like super, super popular since we launched them a couple of weeks ago. We're actually working on yours right now. Working on one for Jim. Working on one for Dylan. Actually, while I was on my way down here, while I was driving down to your shop, we got an order for one. So yeah,
That's awesome.
nice.
That's awesome.
Cool.
The other cool and exciting thing that we're offering as of yesterday, like officially as of yesterday, is the Texas Toast PRS style guitar building workshop. September 2nd, there's 2 dates. There's September 2nd and September 9th. They're both week-long workshops, and you can build your own PRS. You just go to the website, TexasToastGuitars.com, click on workshop, and click on the one that you want to do. There's 2 dates. The reason that there's 2 dates, and the reason that they're back to back, is we wanted to get everything, like we wanted to get all the Paul Reed Smith stuff done. And we thought we could do it in one workshop, but there's so much interest we had to do it in 2.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, it took off. We sold almost all of it out before you even organized, or before you even officially put it on the website, and had lots of other interest in it.
yeah. So there's 4 spots open for the September 2nd, and there's
It's a good spot to be.
2 or 3 spots open for September 9th. So, or the other way around.
Other way around.
Other way around.
The
There's
first one is mostly
2
sold
or
out.
3 spots open for the first one September 2nd, and then there's I think there's 4 spots for September 9th. So, and those are week-long workshops where you build basically you build in the style of Paul Reed Smith.
Mm-hmm.
So you get a carved top guitar with a bunch of super excellent stuff, 25-inch scale. All that stuff's on the website. You can find it there.
You show up on Monday with nothing but a smile and a positive attitude.
A Speedo and a fistful of pesos.
That's right. And you leave with a PRS style guitar.
And $1 million smile.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right. That's right. So anyway,
Sounds like a good deal to me.
so Chris, as you know, I like to start these off with my new thing is a bunch of speed round questions.
Bunch of
Correct.
speed.
Bunch of,
Bunch
no,
of-
no,
I
no.
like to start these things
My new
off with
thing
a
is
bunch
I've
of
developed a
speed.
speed habit. Yeah.
All right, you boys. All right, you guys. All right, you knuckleheads. Okay. So you want me to just ask Ike
It's got a
and
piece of
Ike and
paper
Dylan?
on it.
Yeah, sure.
Okay,
You want me to go first?
you want okay, so
So
let's
we can
do-
understand the
Just
format.
each
Yeah.
individual.
Yeah, so
Answers?
I'm gonna ask the questions, and then Chris is gonna answer, you're gonna answer, and then Dylan's gonna answer. Okay, ready?
We're gonna do that. Okay,
Okay, ready? Here we go. Chris, are you ready?
Yes.
Ike, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Dylan?
Sure hope so.
Okay, ready? Ginger or Marianne?
Marianne.
Marianne.
Yeah, man.
Okay. People or dogs?
I'll say people.
Dogs.
Dogs.
Okay. Tremolo or hardtail?
Trem.
Hardtail.
Do we get to pick the trim? I know I'm just
Yes.
This is either or, baby. Yeah,
All right,
come on.
fine. Trim, I guess.
Okay. Bagels or toast?
Bagels.
Boy, bagels.
There's a lot of varieties to toast, so I'm going toast.
We knew this was.
I know. Do you share food or do you not share food?
Share food.
I'm Italian. We share food.
Sure.
Well,
yeah.
it all depends on what the food
I
is.
guess
right?
yeah,
Oh,
it
yeah,
depends,
yeah.
depends on what it is and how much of it I have.
If it's
All
a
right.
single
Yeah.
sandwich, you might be in trouble.
Woo.
Licking the shrimp and
Yeah.
then handing it to the next guy.
Okay, Chris, are you ready?
Yes.
Tattoos or piercings?
Tattoos.
Tattoos.
Tattoos, I guess.
Okay. Chris, rosewood, maple, or ebony fretboard? That's a 3-1.
Ooh,
Rosewood.
maple.
I like ebony.
All right. Chris, would you rather go to a great concert or play in a crappy dive bar?
I might play in a crappy dive bar.
Same.
Same, yeah.
All right.
I'd rather play than watch.
All right. Here's the real one. Winning the lottery or landing your dream job?
Well, wouldn't it be the same? I'll say lotto.
Fucking lotto, yeah.
Okay.
I'd say lotto because it would afford you enough to do the other one. So
Okay. I feel bad for all you guys. Fast food or health food?
Health food.
Health food.
should go health food, obviously, yes.
Okay. Blue or green eyes?
Green.
Blue.
I guess blue.
Okay. Loud neighbors who are cool or quiet neighbors who are nosy?
Loud neighbors.
Loud neighbors.
Loud neighbors that are cool. Yeah.
All right. Okay. So you guys did mostly okay. Yeah.
Was there? Were there?
Oh
some
yeah. There's
wrong
definitely
answers in
right
there?
and wrong answers.
Oh,
Yeah.
there's
Yeah.
wrong answers.
Yeah.
Okay, which ones were the wrong answers?
I don't know. Yeah.
Oh, well, for you then,
See, I already-
what were your answers?
Yeah.
But no one's ever asked me what my answers are.
Well, yeah.
So yeah.
reverse
Okay.
engineering.
All right.
All right.
I
In
already
that
have my
case,
dream job. I might as well win the lotto.
Okay.
Matt already knows.
So-
but,
so- Okay. Yeah.
Were we still asking questions? You want to do this?
Sure. Yeah. You can ask
All
me.
right.
No one's ever asked me before.
Well,
So
here we go then.
I
Ginger or Marianne?
Well, I would say Lovey. It's all about Lovey Howell.
It's not an answer.
I know it's not an answer. I would say
You
Ginger.
can't just pick
I would say Ginger.
okay. Dogs or people?
Hot dogs.
Tremolo or hardtail?
Hardtail.
Bagels or toast?
Bagels. Big
Share-
old what? Big old donut? Okay, yeah.
Hey, share food or not share food?
Not share food.
You stingy bastard. Tattoos or piercings?
Tattoos.
Rosewood, maple, or ebony?
Rosewood.
Great concert or play a dive bar?
I think maybe I would say dive bar. Yeah, I would probably rather play a dive bar.
I think Matt's answer would actually be go home.
Neither
and go to
one.
bed.
Yeah, go home and go to bed.
Neither
Or, yeah,
one.
see a great concert in a dive bar and then be home at 9 or before.
All right. So winning the lottery or landing your dream job?
Landing my dream job. Now, the reason I say that
was there was a hiccup there, and I want to.
yeah. So the reason I say that is because a lot of people have this thing that they say it's a pet peeve of mine. When people go, "Oh man, if I could just win the lottery, then I could do all this great stuff." Well, that sort of presupposes that the only way you can be happy is when the odds, when something happens that the odds are stacked against you. When you can only be happy if 1 in 87 million things happens. You know what I mean?
I see what you're saying.
So like for me, I'm doing.
Yeah, but you're taking away the odds in the question.
I guess
Like-
that's true, Dylan. I guess that's true.
Yeah, because like that, like if it's a guaranteed sure thing.
I guess
why-
that's true. Yeah.
Yeah. You can have one or the other.
Well, I acknowledge that.
Yeah.
And you know what? I'm doing my dream job. This is something that's been a dream of mine since the mid 80s to build guitars and do what I do. And so I'm not going to say I'm living my best life. Like I wish my business was better in terms. I'm living my best life everywhere else, but like business wise, could we sell more stuff? Yeah. Could we make more stuff? Sure. Could we innovate more? Maybe, but like Chris says all the time, it's just us two. And so we're doing everything that we can to force this thing with raw horsepower to just simply happen. And
well, yeah, I'd say you guys are on the right path. I mean,
Yeah.
like you said, yeah.
It's the same thing with us. Like this, I don't want to do any. I wouldn't want to do anything else. And this is a dream job. Now, the lottery thing does throw because then we could still do this and then never have to worry about
that.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's
Or
why
you
I would
could
take the
grow,
money part of it because
you
it would
could have
relieve the
the-
worries.
You could have.
Then it would just be a clubhouse.
And it would just be a
Yeah. And that's
I was
fine,
actually
too.
telling the guys earlier, and this. So
Yeah.
I don't know if I should say this, but
fine,
I'm
everybody
going to
thinks
say it
they
anyway
should
because let's be honest and transparent. If I won the lottery, I'd keep the store open for like a year and just tell everybody that's an asshole to fuck off. And then that way it would literally be a clubhouse of just people that are cool.
Yeah.
So that all the people that complain about like the stuff that is just ridiculous or completely crazy, that we can actually
Respond the way we want to
respond the way we
Yeah.
would and go, did you read the description?
Well,
It's in there twice.
It's funny because people say, like, oh, I'm self-employed. No, I'm not. I'm employed by you guys.
I'm still
watching. And that whole thing where like if you do what you love, you never work a day in your life, hogwash.
bullshit.
You have to work.
You worked 3 times as hard.
You know what I say, which I stole from James Yeager.
What's that?
In order to succeed in business, you have to work half days.
I mean, he was pretty intelligent as an astronaut.
Yeah. Different guy, but yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, you have to work.
He reached incredible heights.
You have to work half days. So that's you have to work 12 hours a day to be successful. Yeah.
It's no joke. I mean, these guys know. I mean, I email, do all the things all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So I just think the lottery would be a fun, easier thing.
You guys
at
both
that
said
point.
Rosewood, though. I'm curious about that. Is it more because of what you guys do, or is that really what you guys prefer?
I like the way it smells, and my first guitar was a Gibson.
Oh, Rosewood?
Yeah, that's why I was curious. Like, if it's more because of what you guys do, and that's what you guys actually prefer to work with, or is it more because that's actually what you guys like?
I'm actually deathly allergic to rosewood.
Yeah, Matt.
Matt
Can't hardly work it without an allergic reaction.
Yeah.
So it's kind of the spice of like
yeah.
whether you're gonna follow. That's what you like.
No, I think it's a classic. I think it's a classic. I'm going to say tone wood, and it is. So yeah, I just like it.
Okay.
What did I interrupt you?
Yeah, no, I was curious.
No,
about
I said Rosewood because I like the real reason. And I like ebony fine. I like dark boards because they typically don't get any finish on them. and that's easier than a maple thing where you have to put some finish.
Well, I was just gonna say, in terms of fixing shit, like I prefer rosewood and
Yeah,
ebony because
yeah.
you can actually, if you got to get rid of a little material to fix some shit, it's not the end of the world.
Yeah, and you can scrape it with
Yeah.
a razor blade and get all the finger goo off it.
Just put a little bit of oil on it, and it's good to go again.
Yeah. So
Makes sense.
I'm in the minority on that. I like a maple board.
I like
Maple's
maple.
cool.
I can
Yeah.
kind of see.
Yeah.
I can kind of
I
see both.
Totally get it.
I mean, it depends on the guitar for me because, like, for a Strat, 100%, I prefer maple.
Yeah,
For everything else, though, I would
yeah.
probably choose ebony or rosewood for everything else.
yeah, so much of it has to do with just the look of the guitar. Like I don't think a Les Paul with a maple board looks right.
I've seen them. It doesn't
Yeah,
look
yeah,
right, but
yeah.
it also doesn't look awful.
Yeah, or
if
even
it's
like
done
those like 70s Electras where like the whole thing was
Yeah,
blonde. Like
yeah.
those kind of those are kind of cool.
yeah,
Yeah.
but it's I don't know.
Okay, so fast food or health food?
Oh, fast food.
Blue or green eyes?
Green.
And then loud neighbors who are cool or quiet neighbors who are a pain in the ass?
Quiet neighbors who are a pain in the ass.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought it was nosy.
It was nosy, but
Yeah, it's the same thing.
Same thing.
Yeah.
I took some liberties.
Yeah.
So
hold on, don't get rid of that. There's more stuff on there that we're.
Is
Hold
there?
on, wait,
Ike always says what you actually mean. Right? So, yeah.
okay. I'm
So,
behind that
yeah.
bag. I didn't look.
Yeah, I know. I because I've got some quiet neighbors and I've got some loud neighbors, and I like the quiet ones way better. So yeah.
I've had both over the years, and it seems like the quiet neighbors are the ones that, like, when you're trying to have a good time, they don't want you to have a good time.
Or they're just
The
waiting. for
loud
you to-
neighbors can be a pain in the ass too if
Yeah.
it's the wrong time. But then it depends on, I guess, your lifestyle too.
Yeah.
Like when I was younger, I would definitely want louder neighbors because we were just crazy and we wanted nobody to care. And then also living in the city, but as I've gotten older, I'm like, they don't need to be having a frat party next door.
Hey,
So maybe like
Get off of my
loud
lawn.
neighbors that understand city ordinances. That's
But
that's what we're shooting for.
But I also have loud amplifiers and bass amps too. So if they want to play that fucking game,
hey,
Yeah.
if we want to play that game,
it's that Ike
500
Evangelo kid. He drug
Yeah.
his amp out into the yard again, and he's been cranking it up.
500 watts of bass power will
Mhm.
make an impression on what you're doing at 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning.
That's right.
If it comes right down to it.
So how many people we got with us tonight? We got 53.
Yeah.
All right.
Cool.
Well, I don't know where everybody is. I think we probably
Give us thumbs up. Right?
give us the
Do
thumbs up.
thing.
Do all that.
Yeah, I
stuff.
guess here, let me scan through, see if you guys got any questions in here.
Yeah, guys, if you have any questions for Chris or me, or if you got any questions for Ike and Dylan, let us know, and we'll
Dylan needs an a
There's some.
mouse pad.
a
I
mice.
do.
We just got the thing. We just got the mouse.
Oh, did you?
Looks like it's a lot of internal chat, but yeah, a lot of people also agreeing they would take the money from the lottery and then do their dream job. So.
Okay. Well, I guess I got it back assward because I
Well, no,
I-
I would just say maybe it's
Be-
like a slight rewording of the question.
it is. Chris and I started Texas Toast Guitars on what's less than a shoestring budget.
A broken shoestring.
Yeah, it was a
shoestring potato.
it was a
Yeah.
ramen noodle budget, and yeah,
We got a very similar.
you know the story.
Yeah, because we didn't.
Oh my
You know.
god, I can't like.
$750
well-
is basically how this whole thing started with a broken ankle.
When we have months like we've had for the last two, like, and I think about certain years that we got through, or certain months in particular of those years, I'm like, it really is. It is borderline a miracle that we're still here.
So like,
Because I mean,
yeah, it was crazy to how like, because it was just me and him all the time.
I remember,
every day.
yeah.
And
I remember back in the original old shop was just the front room
Yeah.
originally of,
Mhm.
Yeah. It
of
was-
what would become the
And 10 years later, basically
the
we're here.
empire that it is now.
I don't know if it's an empire, but it's something.
Would you
But it was.
if
but it's crazy though to think.
if I told you 11 years ago that you'd be doing this,
I would have never thought we'd be where we are.
it's cool to see.
But it's crazy because, like he was saying, I mean, like last Saturday we did more than we did in all of June of 2014.
Yeah.
Almost 3 times over. Almost.
Wow.
Like
Almost.
like one Saturday we did more than we did the whole month of that. And like, and I sit here and go, how did we ever?
Mhm.
How did we ever pay? And how did that even be a thing? Now,
Yeah.
granted, I bought my house in 2006, so my
Yep.
mortgage is pretty low, and
Yep.
I'm able and just squeaking things together. But yeah, it's kind of crazy to
Yeah. No, I mean, a lot of things
to see where you, because you guys, same thing. I remember you'd seen you guys in the garage and
we
going from that to the shop.
We
and
worked out
all
of my
these
garage
classes
for
and everything.
over a decade. I remember when, well, maybe not over a decade, but almost 10 years. I remember it was like May 1. I called Chris early in the morning and I said, "Hey, Chris, how would you like to be a professional guitar builder?"
You're like, what are you doing for the rest of your life?
Yeah.
Because
I plans for the next 10 years.
Yeah, I was working at NOAA in Boulder, and the contract that I was on came up. I think they were asking me for more beer.
You want more?
I'll take one.
You're good. You want another?
Yeah.
All right.
But yeah, the contract was up on like June 1 or July 1, and I'm like, well, we can do this. We can test it out. And fortunately or unfortunately, you weren't doing anything that you had to, I have to like change.
Like, I got the next 10 years free.
Well, no, because it's a real thing though. Like to say,
yes,
hey, do you want to do this risky venture? Well, do I want to quit my job and do that? No. But if you are in a spot where you're like, yeah, I can take some risks. Okay. So we did. And yeah.
It's kind of amazing how once you kind of commit to that, you start to make so many decisions that it's almost like your every decision you make through the rest of that is just to get to that like point in the future.
Yeah.
You know, like for like, how do we need to make sure to pay rent? Okay. What do we got to do? And like, that was the sole purpose, was just to get there. And like, even when Dylan, because he only worked with me for like one day. And when it started, it was like 4 hours, I think. Like, all I got is 4 hours for you, buddy. You know, and then that turned into more and more. But like, you know, I think you make every decision.
Well, I think you also
get to the next
there.
step,
Yeah.
and you guys have done that too to kind of get to the next. Like, how do we get this how do we build more of these things? How do we get more people here? And then you guys did the classes, and that was a cool, like, you know, once you guys started doing that, I'm like,
yeah, that's when
great
it felt
stuff.
like things changed for you guys, or at least from an outside perspective.
One of the funny things is we used to talk about doing that when we were still in the garage.
Yep.
But we knew we could never do it from the garage. And we also knew we probably couldn't really rent a venue where you could do something like that, you know?
Yeah, because to get the tools in there.
Yeah.
so that'd be a nightmare.
So it was, But as soon as we got our own space, then that idea came back around.
Yeah.
And it was like, well, okay, we'll put this out there and see. And people glommed onto it and it took off. And then COVID hit and I went, uh-oh, shit. Yeah, what are we going to do? And we pretended that there was no COVID.
We did.
Basically, and just kept going and waited for our hand to get slapped. And it never did. And yeah.
We kind of did a very similar, we had to close. There was no way around it for us. But it was also like, we're going in. I remember talking to him like, we have orders. We're going in.
Yeah.
And so he was like in the front, and then I would be in the back, and then we would swap. I'm like, all right, you need to go back here, and I'd go up in the front and do, and we were still getting deliveries.
Yeah, well, I even remember
the
the first 2 weeks. Because I think it was like a sinus infection, but we didn't know what it was.
Right.
And so you would walk around the building to get shit.
Oh,
so you would go all the way around. And I just remember being kind of in the middle at that point. I was trying to fix some guitar, and he's just going around the building trying to get shit. And I'm like, okay. And that was when I think you thought of doing. Then we started doing the offset thing, where you came in for the first 4 hours, and then I would come in for the last 4 hours. And that's actually when I got Ziggs, because his whole first year or first few months too was coming into the shop and working, and that was how all that started. But yeah, it was a weird time. But I remember too, in particular, I don't know, a lot of the customers at that point, because we had to hand things through the windows and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Because we cracked the door open and we were or just leave it on the deck. I remember leaving a bag of strings and picks and things on a guy's hood, and he's looking at me, he's like,
yeah,
got a mask on. Okay.
Well, it's funny though to think about that stuff now like that, but then we didn't know.
We were just trying to figure out how do we keep the doors open.
I wasn't sure what the police state was going to be
We
like. I
didn't
mean, I didn't
know,
even know driving to work. I had a bunch of tools in my truck, and I thought, well, you know, if I get pulled over and they ask me where I'm going, I'm going to tell them I'm a carpenter.
You are.
You know, I'm an essential worker.
I would,
You know, I mean, I didn't know what was going on, and for a little while the streets were so empty, it felt like you could get pulled over randomly.
Yeah.
Oh,
because
yeah.
it was
Oh,
good.
yeah.
You know?
When we drove in, it was the same kind of thing. I'm like, if I
Yeah.
get pulled over, I'm just like, hey, we got orders to put out, and
Yep.
it said if you're an online business, you know,
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. And
that's then
none
we
of
could
that
do
ever
that,
happened,
and I'm like,
but-
Well, yeah, and I remember
know.
because like we even when we would take the mail and shit, that was always the excuse too of like, hey, we're just doing online orders. We're not open. So it's like we're just doing online orders. So that was why like every afternoon we'd take the post office shit. And I remember I think it was somewhere maybe in like it had to be February or March when it was first getting going. So probably March. But I remember like somebody came around and basically told us like, hey, we got better things to do than crack down on guys like you.
Yeah.
But you guys got to at least not look open.
Oh,
And
yeah.
that was when we were like, okay, well, yeah.
We
we
pretty
weren't.
much looked
We
open
weren't.
the
The
entire
doors
time.
weren't open. The doors weren't
Yeah.
open.
No,
Because
yeah.
people call, oh, can I come down? We're like, no, you can't. But if you want to buy the thing, I'll give it to you through the door.
Right.
But you ain't coming in. Like,
So speaking of buying things through the door, as the segue into what I
into
want
what's
to talk
this?
about tonight,
sorry.
which is the 5 essential guitars that every guitar player should own.
Okay.
Every red-blooded American should own these 5 guitars.
Okay.
Are we talking styles?
Well, Chris, I'm gonna lay it out. I'm
Okay,
gonna
good.
lay out some ground rules for you. And this is what I want to talk to
Goodness.
you guys about
Thank goodness.
tonight, and I want to talk to you guys about it too. So if you want to get your answers in there, let me know. But so the ground rules are this. Now, I haven't-
I'm not very American.
What's that?
So I have a feeling I'm about to find out I'm not very American.
Okay.
Just
Well,
kidding.
We'll
no. So this isn't like a specific brand and a specific model.
Okay.
Okay. These are I'm gonna tell you right now. Here are the 5 essential guitars that every guitar player must own. Don't ask any questions save all your questions till the end.
Okay.
The classic, the do-it-all, the everyday guitar, the barbecue guitar, and the beater. So I'm going to ask you guys what you think those, and I'm going to tell you what those all mean. Okay. And
yeah.
and so
Well,
don't worry.
I'm not even that type of guy. I'm thinking like that. That's all
Yeah.
one. Yeah.
Okay. Well, okay. Here's the thing. You can't say the same guitar for every single thing.
Okay, because that's where I'm already going.
That's where. Yeah. I knew he was going to go
Yeah.
there.
Dylan already knows where
Yeah.
I'm going.
And I'm going to encourage you to not use the same brand more than one time.
Okay.
Now,
Okay.
I'm going to cheat on that one.
Okay. Because
Yeah.
Okay.
That
Okay.
is tough.
But so try to not do that.
Okay.
I'll try not to.
Okay.
Yes.
So let's start with the if we can all agree, which I'm sure we can't, that there are 5 essential types of guitar that every guitar player needs to own. And the first one is the classic. This is going to be something that's been around for a long time. Everybody knows what it is. It's kind of your it's maybe something that you always wanted, maybe something that like your favorite guitar player had, but it's something that you could say to any guitar player, hey, is this a classic guitar? And they would say, oh yeah, totally.
Okay.
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 So and I'm going to go first on all these, so I'm not giving you because I knew what was coming.
Right.
Okay. So I'm going to say that I think that for me, the Gibson Les Paul is the classic guitar that is an essential guitar that every guitar player must own. Okay. Now we can talk about my choice if you want to.
I think it's a classic guitar. And it's a do-it-all guitar.
It's the classic.
It's the classic.
It's
That's
the
right.
classic. Do it
Never
all
mind.
is next.
That's going to be a tough. Okay. It's a classic guitar.
Yeah, and I would say it's definitely it's one of the top 2 that you're gonna if you think of a guitar, or if you're even not even a guitar player, but you think of a guitar, that's the shape that comes to
Now
mind.
I'm even going to go a step further. I'm going to say that it's going to be a Les Paul with P90s,
Oh,
but
yeah.
but with so really what I think it should be is a Les Paul Deluxe that you take the mini humbuckers and throw them away and put a set of Dylan P90s in it, and that's the classic. Because it cops all that classic flavor. It looks cool. Like if there's to my mind's eye, if I see a band and there's 2 guitar players and one guy's got a Les Paul, I don't even care what the other guy's got. That's it. Well, with one exception.
Okay.
But like, yeah, if it's like, if it, to me, a couple of classic instruments up there, I'm going to look at the Les Paul first.
Makes sense.
So Chris, what's your classic?
Well, I'm trying to figure out where I want to put certain guitars.
Do you want to pass or play?
Let me pass for
Okay,
right
Ike, what do you think is your classic guitar?
Well, I'm just wondering if I should use this card now because
That's
it's
basically
the
what I'm
same
saying.
card
Yeah.
that I could use. So I have the same guitar basically for all of the categories,
Okay.
but I have to only use it once. So
yeah, I
guess-
encourage you to use it more because
So-
here's the thing: for everybody out there watching, they go, "Oh, I chose the same damn guitar every time." Boring.
Right, but anybody that knows me
That's
knows
you.
exactly what I'm going to say.
Oh, yeah.
But so for classic, I would have to say Telecaster.
Okay.
It'd have to be a Telecaster. It's
Truly a awesome classical
Yeah.
classic electric
a
guitar.
classic electric guitar.
Mhm.
So that would be for me.
I mean,
As
it
the
conjures up
classic.
images of Ralph Macchio in that movie.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. You had no idea his hands were so big. Yeah.
Oh, it's got mojo. A lot of mojo in there. It's all the mojos he's got.
How about you, Dylan? What if you had to pick a classic guitar that's essential? Everybody should own one. What would you pick?
I mean, I guess if I'm not gonna go Les Paul, I mean, I'd actually.
Oh, you can pick the same thing as somebody else.
Well, yeah, because to me, like the Les Paul, in terms of fitting the classic bill, it does fit that. I do feel like I would make another choice for the does it all, but for me, I mean, yeah, I would say Les Paul. I would say the 335 is also up in that range.
Mm-hmm.
To me, honestly, almost any of the Gibsons that hit that spot. So like 335s, SGs, Les Pauls, Explorers,
You
Bs.
gotta pin it down to
You got to
one.
pin
Okay.
it to one though.
Well, okay, then I'll be the weirdo and I'll go Explorer because I think there should be more Explorers in the world.
Okay.
So,
All right.
and it's basically a Les Paul that plays better. So.
Good choice. Good choice. Good choice.
It's better fret access. It sits naturally. You
Okay.
don't have weight issues because it's like 2 to 3 pounds lighter.
Mhm.
So
Well, but you know what though? If
It's
you
gluten free.
you
if
can have a picnic on the case.
but
Because
we're
it's
not.
the size
But
of
remember,
table.
your classic guitar should not be something that you're like, well, I like it because it's lightweight. If a Les Paul is too heavy for you for the classic, you probably need to.
They're really
throw
not.
some hair
Well, no,
on
I
your
mean,
ass and
for me,
band
they're
up.
really not.
Yeah.
Like a guitar being too heavy is not usually a complaint I'm gonna have.
Yeah.
But to me, Explorers do everything a Les Paul
'Cause
does.
you're a
They're
man.
just more fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Chris. What say you?
I think I'm going to go with the Martin D28 acoustic.
Excellent choice.
Wow.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Didn't even I
Left
wasn't
field
even-
with the
Yeah.
acoustic.
I wasn't thinking about the
Well,
acoustic side of things.
because everybody, I mean, when you think of acoustic guitar, that's
Or
the
just
shape
what
that
a
makes
guitar
a
is.
D.
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Any D-shaped guitar, everybody makes them. But I'll go with that.
Great choice.
That is a
That
good
is a
choice.
very good choice.
Okay,
It's a
now
very
we're
Chris
moving. Now we're
choice.
switching categories. Now we're in the do-it-all guitar. Now this is the instrument that you can play at church. You can play at the dive bar that smells like vomit and pee. You can. It does everything. It sounds great in any amp. And for me, that guitar is the Texas Toast Challenger, Maple Top Level 2. They're in the in the pantheon of awesome guitars that do everything. It's reasonably affordable. It looks like $100 million. It sounds great whether you pick it with P90s or humbuckers. Though I would say if you had to have a do-it-all, I would say humbucker. But it's the Texas Toast Level 2 Maple Top Texas Toast Challenger.
I think that's a good choice.
Wait for a reveal maybe tomorrow.
Wait for a reveal tomorrow.
Possibly
Yeah, that's
unbelievably
right.
gorgeous one.
That's right. Oh, it is so choice.
You might just poop your pants.
Yeah. Chris, what say ye?
I'm going to pass for now.
Okay. I mean, you really should have the exact same answer as I
Well,
have.
yeah.
Okay.
I was actually going to say the Icon.
Oh, okay. All right.
I am.
You don't want to
I
give it
am
away.
all enamored with the Icon,
Mhm.
and I want to so much so. And I'm doing this new thing with Jim. That's the only guitar I want to play. So much so that I need to get one going as fast as I can. I need to get two going.
Well, Jim's has already started.
And prove I'm going to have two.
Oh, you're gonna have two. Okay.
Yeah, I need a backup in case I break a string.
Yeah, good idea.
Yeah.
Is one going to be a 12 string? I mean, it could be.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
Cool.
That'd be pretty.
Wow, that's
That'd be
okay.
pretty
Now
sweet.
you're getting
Yeah.
into some pretty
That'd
cool,
be pretty
interesting.
sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So are you
But
saying
I-
icon or are you?
Yeah. I'll
Okay,
say,
okay.
I'll say icon.
I guess a great
Yeah,
choice.
I kind of want to not prove what these guitars can do, but show them off in a new light,
Okay.
something like that.
All right.
So,
Anthony.
so what was the question again?
This is the do it all guitar.
It's like Nashville Telly. I'm
Yeah, I'm
sure.
like do it all guitar is then the
Yeah.
Texas Toast Daily Driver.
Well,
Well,
see, and
I'll
what,
just
well, no, the
keep-
only thing
I'll
with the
just
Challenger
keep-
though too is like you
keep-
guys hit Les Paul and Telly with that one, so it's kind of like
Yeah.
that one. You guys hit
Well,
like
it
two
is
really good.
I did
spots.
say do it all. So
Yeah.
yeah. You want to pass or
Yeah,
play?
you consider for a minute. I'm going HSS Strat.
Well, that's where
Okay.
I was gonna go because I was thinking the same thing. Like, if I got to pick a do it all,
Yeah, to me,
that's
like
not a
that's a good
Telecaster.
answer.
yeah,
I
for
would
me,
do
a
it
workhorse
with
HSS.
Hold on,
Strat.
hold on. I want to do something that Joy and I do this a lot. You don't got to, you get to.
Okay, then that's where I'm going.
Okay.
I would have to go HSS Strat.
Made by Fender or made by Valley Arts
maybe
or
my local
Pensis or
my local guys.
okay.
Texas.
I mean, honestly,
yeah.
Mhm.
if I could pick my daily driver, I would do that as my
Yeah.
as a workhorse.
You can pick whatever you want. It's your guitar.
because that guitar kicks ass. I have the first one,
You do it.
you
You
guys
have the original.
and that thing is freaking killer.
Mhm.
The more I play it, the more I love that guitar.
Yeah.
Well, for HSS,
So-
for me, like I don't know. I mean, old like if you honestly, Kramer's are still pretty affordable, but Charvel to me still hits the spot for like
Those are
HSS.
cool. Yeah.
Because like it's bare bones, it's a workhorse. You can kind of do whatever the hell you want with it, and they're like all of the money you're spending is on the neck and not on the other shit. Like it's more about the neck and how that plays rather than like how gussied up it looks.
Yep.
So
How glossy the nagel
exactly, yeah, exactly.
is on it.
Yeah, because to me, like the Charvel HSS Strats are just like they are a workhorse, bare bones,
Okay.
like get everything done kind of guitar.
All right. Okay. The next category is the EDG. That's a phrase that I've been trying to get to be a thing for a while. In the you guys have probably heard of people talking about, oh, my everyday carry, my EDC, my whatever it is. You know, here's the pocket knife and my phone and my lighter, whatever the stuff I carry on my pocket.
Wallet, yeah.
Wallet, yeah.
Toolbox.
So everyday guitar that like you could just like when you go home, you're like, I'm gonna pick up this guitar and I'm gonna play it. I'm gonna cheat again.
Wait,
It's like I'm gonna destroy my own rules. as we go.
I'm gonna blow.
Yeah,
I'm starting to see a pattern here.
I'm gonna blow my own, and that's gonna be the Challenger Level 1 in natural finish. And the reason I say that is because Chris did a natural finish Level 1, and he did a bunch of Level 1s this week. And we kind of streamlined the paint process, right, Chris?
I will say that we made it more consistent.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of improvement, but it's also way more consistent.
Yeah. So the Level 1 is a guitar that it's an entry point, but it's not there's nothing entry level about it, as you know. I mean,
There's one
you
right
have
here.
one. So so I know I'm cheating. The Challenger Level 1 in natural finish with P90s. By the way, we've got what 5 or 6 color options on the Challenger Level 1. I'm breaking my own rules. I said there was a while I'm like, all Challengers are going to be black on May 1st. Not so much anymore. Now we've got colors that were laid out, and so you can pick from TV yellow, Pelham blue, natural, secret silver, and cherry red, heritage cherry. Yeah. So and they still come
TV
with
yellow.
Dylan P90s, all Hipshot everything, Honduran mahogany body, 3-piece maple neck, African or black kingwood fretboard. Yeah, they're awesome. So
Sweet guitar.
okay, Chris.
I'll just go with Jazzmaster.
Your everyday guitar. Yeah, I can see that because you've been a
it's
jazz
well, and
master
it's just for me ergonomic and comfortable, and I like the way they play.
Now, are you breaking our own rules too? Are you saying Fender Jazzmaster or because you did say Jazzmaster, which our TTG
Well,
Super Casanova
Casanova,
could fall
yeah,
into that
yeah,
category.
Could fall into that.
But
Well, yeah, because like when you guys make one, I'm sure you would
Yeah.
address all the things that would normally be problematic about a jazz master. So
I think Chris might say that there's nothing problematic about it.
There's a few little things.
like just like learn to play it right.
It's a technique issue.
Yeah.
It's really
Honestly,
a
you're
technique
probably
issue.
not wrong.
There's a bunch of extracurriculars that I don't see any real need for.
Oh, okay.
But yeah,
I
that was the guitar that when I first started playing, I got one of those because another guy had one, and instantly was like 1,000 times more comfortable playing guitar.
Okay.
And I was just like, oh, okay.
What were you playing before that?
Cool. Strat.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Really? Huh.
Mm-hmm. And it was okay, but for
Yeah, but I do
reason,
find that
really
interesting. Like, yeah, because it wasn't like you went from like a Gibson straight to a jazz
Yeah,
master.
no, I had a Les Paul.
Okay.
But and yeah, that was okay too. But yeah, it was I had a Strat and a Tele, and I went in to get an output jack for the Tele,
Mhm.
and left with the Jazz Master. It was used, but yeah, all of a sudden, yeah, all that other stuff.
See, I think
was-
jazz masters are one of those guitars
Regular.
that those pick people in a different way. Because like
Yeah,
I feel like there's certain people that just when they bond with those, you know, they can't explain it, but they love
Yeah,
it, and
man,
then
I
everybody
feel
else
that.
is just trying to like figure that out. But
yeah,
I feel like a lot of people that bond with jazz masters because like it's usually a lifetime thing. Like even the dude in Fu Manchu, like it's constant. It's like once they find that one, because like for me, I feel like the jazz master to me is the one I want to like, but I have the hardest time like
Yeah.
really getting
Yeah.
into. Because like I've played
you'll
certain,
find the one.
yeah, I've played certain ones where I'm like, okay, I get the idea, and especially the versatility of them is definitely up there. And honestly, like they do have a really good, comfortable feel to them. But like
And
for
I think,
me,
I
it's
think like
just,
when you said Fu Manchu, like I think
Yeah.
Scott Hill like still records with that. His is a Jag.
yeah.
So it's a shorter scale, but yeah, like he plays those Dan Armstrongs on stage because he's a huge Black Flag fan too.
Right.
But
They have a unique tone to them.
especially if you tune them down, I don't know, a 24-inch scale tuned down to what are they tuned down to?
C.
C.
Yeah.
And then that out of phase sound, man, that sounds super cool.
Yes. Yeah, and that's one of like to me his sound with it in particular is one of my favorite examples of what those can
Me
do.
too, man. Yeah. All right, Anthony, what say you?
Okay, so
Every EDG.
okay, so what I'd say is probably Telecaster Deluxe. Sorry, but Telecaster Deluxe with coil tap pickups. Because then you get the humbucker, but you can coil tap if we need to go a little lighter. And I think that covers a lot of ground.
So when you say coil tap, you mean split from two
From a
coils to
humbucker
one?
to kind of like a single, yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So when I think of
So
coil
I could
tap, I mean
kinda
like
thin
there's
it-
there's a big coil and then you tap off and then it's the same coil and then it goes off again. So you can,
Well, you kind of you could
So
that way
you're
you can get kind of
splitting
a
the-
thinner tone if you want it for thinner things. You know, if you want to get more of a single coil type
all right.
sound. That way, if I could coil tap it, get a single coil sound if I wanted it, but I have a full humbucker tone
Okay.
in general, and that'll cover a lot of ground. So that would be,
That's a good answer.
Alright.
you know what I mean?
No,
would-
that is a good
would-
yeah, because like you're
'Cause
kind
it
of getting
kinda
the
touches
benefits
in-
of a Tele, but also the sounds of a Les Paul, but also like you're getting
a little bit of everything.
because I'm kind of that because I was thinking for that answer for me I was going to go Les Paul with the same thing of coil taps because to me like Les Pauls they can be great workhorses and they're very comfortable. To me they're very compact obviously compared to an Explorer.
Mhm.
So for me like but with coil taps like they're great because like to me you do especially with where
Just
the
out of
pick-
curiosity, though, do you like mess around with that all the time, or do you find one you like and just turn it all the way up and just go?
No, I mess with it a bit because I love doing like the neck pickup thing where like you keep the neck pickup in the single coil sound with
Okay.
the volt volume rolled back and that's your clean tone.
Okay.
And then you switch to the like I don't know why I've always found that easier than like rolling my bridge back midway through something. I
Okay.
just find it easier because like usually I want my clean tones to sound full and I want my bridge tones to sound crisp. So
Okay. All right. All right. You ready to move on to the next category?
Sure.
This one's going to be a little bit, probably you guys are going to go, huh? Barbecue guitar. Now, what that means in the firearm world, like if you have a barbecue gun, that's something that you wear to a really nice event. And it's like you kind of pull, it's got the pearl handles and it's
your looker.
chrome plated. It looks cool. So it's the guitar that you open the case and everybody goes, "Whoa, what's that?" So you got to have something like this that's like super
I've got
cool.
mine already then.
So mine is going to be, I'm going to break the rules again. This is where I'm going to put the Texas Toast American icon with quilt maple top and either Charlie Christian or all chrome humbucker and chrome everything else. And that's the one where you open it up and people, because it's unique. It's not like a really cool Strat or a really cool Paul Reed Smith or a really cool Gibson. It looks like something that's familiar but unique all at the same time. And they're not inexpensive guitars,
right.
but they're, and I'm super, super proud of it. So for my barbecue guitar, I'm going to say the Texas Toast American icon.
Well, you have a good point. I mean, both of these look very classy.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I can see where you're going with that.
What say
Sexy.
you?
I might actually put a guitar that I've always loved the look of is Gibson Les Paul Custom.
Very
in
good.
Black.
Good choice.
Yeah.
3 pickup. Yeah. Something like that. If I'm just looking for something.
Well, to me, like the white, the white
go,
SG that came out that same year, like the custom SG with the three
Mary.
Yeah,
that's another one that's up there for me.
Yeah. Stuff where you and there's some 335 stuff, and but it would definitely be something in the Gibson world.
Yeah.
I'm
kind of ready.
Can I pick two? I want to pick two.
You can pick two. Yeah.
All right,
What time is it? Do we have time?
I don't know.
We got 8 minutes.
Okay, I'll go quick.
Okay.
So I'm going to pick two. One would be my Texas Toast Duchess.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But
Well,
for me,
yeah,
that fucking guitar is. Every time I look at it, I'm like, that thing's fucking cool. I love that guitar. It plays great. It's a cool looking guitar, and every time I show it to somebody, they're like, "Whoa!"
Well, Billy Bows, you just don't ever see.
Yeah, it's a Billy Bow,
Yeah.
essentially, with a Bigsby and a quilt. They did the
fabric top,
and it's such a super cool guitar, and it sounds great. So that would be one.
Okay, they say you have two events to go to on one day.
So yeah, two. It's a gallon.
Yeah.
Thing. The other one would be a Gretsch White Falcon.
Excellent choice.
That's
Excellent.
a good
Yeah,
one.
I
That's a
forgot
good one.
all about the Gretches.
Yeah, Gretsch White Falcon, absolutely. Just
Yeah.
So there we go.
Dylan?
To me, I'm going Flying V, but specifically the classic Flying V. Like to me, any of those, like especially too, like when you see it, like that one in particular, but even when you just see the classic Gibson V with a binding and like a nice top, the whole thing, like to me, it's one of those guitars. Like I don't know, when you walk by, you can't help but see it.
Yeah.
And I feel like only certain dudes really, as time goes on, only certain guys really pulled it off. Because like to me, Shanker's up there, Albert King, like any of those guys that have like the classic shape V, that would be the one that I'd go with.
All right, the last category is the beater, the thing that you don't care if it gets stolen. In fact, you leave it in the back of your car all the time. It's there for whatever reason. You've got this old guitar. It's the beater. I'm going to say because it's easy to make a Telecaster sound like a Telecaster, I'm going to say the entry level Squire Telly with whatever it comes with. And there you go. Boom. Because again, I think it's easy to make a Telly sound like a Telly, even a cheap one. Usually sounds pretty Telly.
And it'll take a beating.
Oh yeah. And if something happens to it, I don't care.
Right.
I'll say any small, cheap parlor guitar.
Okay. Another acoustic.
Yeah.
Okay.
That you can pass around to friends. It can get whomped into the ground. It can get, you're not going to hurt it. It's not going to, and if you lose it, they're $160.
Okay.
To be honest, that's basically the same. I got an old
Ovation
Tanglewood.
Oh,
I have an old Tanglewood parlor guitar, and it sounds good, but you can beat the shit out of it, and I wouldn't care if it got stolen. I'd be like, okay, I'll just go get another parlor guitar.
I can get another one.
And that's pretty much where I'm going.
Okay, Dylan.
Beater. I mean, I gotta say, Telly and Strat are both up there. I mean, probably Telly because it's less pain in the ass. But to me, like Telly,
which Telly?
I mean, just a bare bones.
Fender custom shop.
No, I mean, even just like if you had to go like classic, classic vibe Squire would be just fine.
Okay.
For a workhorse, and I guess for me, I would maybe edge towards that one instead of the Strat because it would be even less temperamental than
would
the
you
Strat.
like on a beater? I wouldn't even bother like upgrading anything. Like whatever comes with is fine.
Well, that's what I mean. Like the classic
As soon
vibe
as
Telly
yeah.
is like you really
Perfect
can't argue
for
with. Yeah, for a beater guitar, like you can't argue with it hardly, and it's good, but it's not like so low that you also got to fight with it.
Yeah.
And most of the time, if you get them used, you can get them in that 250, 350 range.
Yeah.
So
I was gonna say 92 Mexican Telly, but I think those are probably worth bucks now.
They're going to be worth.
They are, but
Yeah.
they're they're in the 7,000 to 1,000 range at least.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chris, what do
Somewhere in that
you
area,
think of my list of top 5 essential guitars that every guitar player needs to own?
I thought it was a good list.
Did you have fun?
I did.
Okay.
Yeah.
I did.
I was prepared to have to say bass at some point.
I guess
I
you
also
could
never said 12 string.
no.
For
Well,
I thought I was going to have
Really-
335.
Well, no,
in
you
there
sort of
somewhere.
did when you.
Well, yeah, I
Yeah,
talked
you did, yeah.
about that, but yeah, I love 12 string guitars.
Anthony, how about you? What do you think of the top 5 essential guitars?
I think it was a great.
It's like
set
a
of
little
questions.
Tellys.
Do you think you can use those?
I think it's a great set of questions.
Do you think you could use that as a sales tool for here at Flipside Music, the great American guitar store?
I mean, we possibly could.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah,
Why not?
yeah.
It might be a cool.
Do
It might be a cool.
Do you
survey.
have one of these? Well, you're
Start
failing
making people
as
have
an
a
American.
checklist. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, well, I see you only got 3 out of the 5.
Yeah.
You know what you do is
Yeah.
you walk up to somebody and you go, so yeah, what's your cheap beater guitar?
Yeah.
Well, I don't really have one. Oh, well, let me show you.
Let me show you my parlor guitar.
Yeah. Here's
Yeah.
the Jim Dandy.
Right.
Yeah.
Jim Dandy.
Those are actually pretty great
They're
for
pretty
that.
good for $169.
Yeah.
I know.
Available here at the Great American Guitar Store.
I-
Jim Dandy, $169.
We were watching a series on Netflix today, and you couldn't explain that if you had a gun and a dick pointed at you. So yeah, if you don't have a beater guitar, you can't explain why. There's no good explanation. What do you think, Dylan? Is there a good explanation for not having any of those 5?
No, and specifically the beater. Like the beater, I think everybody, like every guitar player should have that. Like that's like I think you should have your number one. That's your number one. But I also think you should always have your beater that's equally reliable. But like
Yeah.
you said, not as
Yeah.
dear. Yeah.
So
That if you need to take something
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
to go camping,
Uh-huh.
you're
Sure.
just like, and you have 2 seconds to figure it out. Like, I know which one I got because I have one of the old Fender Acoustasonic, not the new
the
Acoustasonic,
helicopter back.
the old one with
Yeah,
the
with
plastic.
plastic back.
I got one of those still from the 90s.
It hasn't completely delaminated.
I'm surprised it hasn't, but
Yeah.
it sounds like ass, but it
Yeah.
plays well enough to like because I've had it out back drinking, just
Yeah,
laying on
yeah.
the table, leaning up against the bricks. I don't care if it's
So
falling over,
yeah.
it
So
doesn't matter.
sometimes you don't get the supermodel. Sometimes you get Ashley, the hostess at Chili's.
My
the donut rep over at the
Whatever,
gas
yeah.
and
Have a
My
good time.
previous beater guitar is now one of my favorite guitars. It's an acoustic that I dragged out. I almost bought it because I wanted a cheap acoustic guitar that I could take camping and on bike trips and this and that. And didn't have a case for it for a long time. Used to drag it through the hotel room on the carpet to see if I could scuff it up.
So it's got a real good
Stuff.
personality, is what you're telling me.
Yeah,
It's got
yeah,
a real nice
yeah.
personality.
And now, yeah, it's like one of my favorite guitars to play. I think just because I've had it for so long and played it so much that it's mine. But
Yeah, it
you
kinda
know,
grows on you, and
it's like, oh, okay, yeah, but it cost. Oh, I bought it as a second, so it was, I don't know what was wrong with it, but yeah, it's a great guitar.
Who's it made by?
Yamaha.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, those are bulletproof. Yeah.
Yeah, those
Actually,
are great
honestly, I
guitars.
should have thrown a Revstar somewhere in my list because,
Yeah.
like, that's a guitar that doesn't get enough attention that is absolutely bulletproof.
I did
Yeah,
kind of
those
throw
are
this.
great
I threw
guitars.
you guys into this. You had no idea
Yeah,
this was
yeah,
coming. So
yeah.
yeah. But I had to have something to talk about, and we're already out of time. See, look how fast that
Goes
was.
like that,
Yeah.
just like that.
So thanks for hanging out with us, you guys. Make sure to check out Dylan and his lovely wife, Leslie. If you want to get in on the Challenger American Icon, these are on the website. You can go and spec your own custom personal one out right now, texastoastguitars.com. Click on the icon thing. Obviously, the Challengers are up there ready to go. And this is the last day that they're going to be, if you buy one today, you save $100. And the PRS workshop is up on the website. We might be sold out by now. I don't know. But there are dates for September 2nd and September 9th. check that out and get in on that action. We look forward to seeing you guys there. And reveal tomorrow, Chris?
Yes.
There's going to be a TTG Maverick and something else, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Yes.
Maverick, huh?
The Maverick.
The John McCain signature model.
Nice. Yeah.
The Maverick is our new thing. With sometimes this was actually a return that had some finish damage.
Oh yeah, that one. Yeah. Uh-huh.
So anytime we get it something like that, it's like we could attempt to fix it, or we could let somebody have a really, really good deal.
Yeah.
So anyway,
Cool.
All right, gang. So thanks for hanging out with us. We'll see you next time. This is Matt from Texas Toast, reminding you that life is short. You might as well have a cool guitar. And if you're so smart, start your own YouTube channel. That's what I did. We'll see you tomorrow for a cool reveal. Thanks, everybody.
Later, dudes. Ladies, too. Yeah. Sweet.